ever wondered what makes London such an exciting city? Is it the history, the famous landmarks, or maybe the people? Today, we're going on a journey through London. We'll explore the city's past, how it was built, and why it's one of the most famous cities in the world. By the end of this video, you'll understand why London is so special. Let's get started. Chapter 1. The History of London. Let's begin with London's rich history. London wasn't always the big, bustling city it is today. In fact, it all started over 2,000 years ago. Around 43 AD, the Romans founded a small town called Londinium. It was built along the River Thames because the river made it easy to trade goods. But London's early days were not always peaceful. In 61 AD, a fierce warrior queen named Boudica led a revolt against the Romans. She nearly destroyed the city. However, London survived and grew stronger. After the Romans left, London changed hands many times. Saxons, Vikings, and Normans all played a part in shaping the city. In 1066, William the Conqueror from Normandy became the King of England. He built the Tower of London, which still stands today as one of the city's most famous landmarks. The city faced many challenges over the centuries. The Black Death in the 14th century killed a large portion of the population. Then, in 1666, the Great Fire of London destroyed much of the city. But each time, London rebuilt itself. By the 19th century, during the Industrial Revolution, London had become the largest city in the world and the heart of the British Empire. Chapter 2. How London was built. Now, let's talk about how London was built. The city's architecture is a mix of old and new, with every building telling a story. In the early days, London was a walled city with small wooden houses. The Romans were the first to lay out a street plan, and their influence can still be seen today in areas like the City of London. As the city grew, so did its buildings. After the Great Fire of London in 1666, the city was rebuilt, with wider streets and brick buildings to prevent future fires. Sir Christopher Wren, a famous architect, designed many of the new buildings, including St. Paul's Cathedral. In the 19th and 20th centuries, London expanded rapidly. The city's infrastructure was carefully planned to support the growing population. New bridges like Tower Bridge were built to connect different parts of the city. The London Underground, which opened in 1863, was the world's first subway system and allowed people to travel quickly across the city. Today, London is known for its modern skyscrapers, like the Shard and the Gherkin, which stand alongside historic buildings. The city's blend of old and new makes its architecture truly unique. Chapter 3. The Cultural Melting Pot. London is not just famous for its buildings. It's also known for its cultural diversity. People from all over the world have made London their home, bringing their languages, food, and traditions with them. This mix of cultures has made London a true melting pot. For centuries, London has welcomed people from different backgrounds. During the 19th century, many immigrants came to London in search of work. They settled in neighborhoods like East London, which became known for its vibrant mix of cultures. Today, London is one of the most diverse cities in the world. More than 300 languages are spoken here, and you can find food from almost every country. Whether it's enjoying a curry on Brick Lane, visiting a Caribbean festival in Notting Hill, or exploring Chinatown, London's diversity is one of its greatest strengths. This cultural mix has also influenced the city's art, music, and fashion, making London a global hub for creativity. Chapter 4. London's Iconic Landmarks. London is full of famous landmarks that attract millions of visitors each year. Let's take a tour of some of the most iconic ones. First, there's Buckingham Palace, the official residence of the British monarch. The palace is a symbol of the British monarchy and has been the home of the royal family since Queen Victoria's reign. Every day, you can watch the changing of the guard, a traditional ceremony that draws large crowds. Then, there's the Tower of London, a historic fortress that has served as a royal palace, prison, and even a zoo. The tower is also home to the Crown Jewels, a collection of royal treasures that includes the famous imperial state crown. Another must-see landmark is Big Ben, the clock tower that is part of the Houses of Parliament. Big Ben is one of the most recognizable symbols of London and has been keeping time for the city since 1859. Finally, there's the London Eye, a giant Ferris wheel on the south bank of the River Thames. From the top, you can get stunning views of the entire city. These landmarks are just a few examples of what makes London so special. Chapter 5: London's Famous People. London has been home to many famous people who have made significant contributions to the city and the world. One of the most famous Londoners is William Shakespeare, the greatest playwright in history. Although Shakespeare was born in Stratford-upon-Avon, he spent much of his life in London. His plays were performed at the Globe Theatre, which has been rebuilt and is still a popular attraction today. Another famous Londoner is Charles Dickens, a writer who brought Victorian London to life through his novels. Dickens' works such as Oliver Twist and A Christmas Carol are still widely read today and provide a glimpse into life in 19th century London. In more recent times, London has been home to famous musicians like the Beatles and David Bowie, who changed the world of music. Artists, writers, and thinkers from London have influenced culture across the globe. These famous Londoners have all left their mark on the city, making it a center of creativity and innovation. Chapter 6: London's Role in World Events. London has played a major role in many important world events throughout history. During World War II, London was at the heart of the British war effort. The city was heavily bombed during the Blitz, but its people showed incredible resilience. Winston Churchill, the British Prime Minister at the time, led the country from his war rooms in London. Today, you can visit the Churchill War Rooms, which have been preserved as a museum. London was also the center of the British Empire, which at its height controlled vast territories around the world. The city was a hub of trade, finance, and diplomacy, and it played a key role in shaping global history. In more recent years, London has continued to be a global leader. It hosted the 2012 Summer Olympics, which was a huge success, and brought people from all over the world to the city. London is also home to many international organizations and is a key player in global politics and economics. Chapter 7: The Thames, Lifeblood of London. The River Thames has always been the lifeblood of London. It's the reason why the city was founded here, and it has played a vital role in London's development. The Thames has been a major route for trade for over 2,000 years. Goods from all over the world were brought to London by ship, making the city a global trading center. The river also provided water for the city and was used for transportation and defense. Throughout history, many important events have taken place on the Thames. In the 16th century, Henry VIII used the river to travel between his palaces, and Elizabeth I sailed on the Thames to inspect the English fleet. The river has also been the site of famous celebrations such as the Diamond Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II. Today, the Thames is still an important part of London. It's a popular spot for tourists who can take boat tour to see the city from a different perspective. The river is also home to many famous landmarks such as Tower Bridge and the London Eye. Chapter 8: London's green spaces. London is known for its parks and green spaces, which provide a peaceful escape from the busy city. One of the most famous green spaces is Hyde Park, which covers 350 acres and is one of the largest parks in London. Hyde Park has been a popular spot for relaxation and recreation for centuries. It's also home to the Serpentine Lake, where you can go boating, and Speaker's Corner, a place where people have gathered to speak their minds for over 150 years. Another beautiful park is Regent's Park, which is home to the London Zoo and the open-air theatre. The park's gardens are stunning, especially in the spring when the flowers are in bloom. Kew Gardens, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is another must-visit green space. It's home to one of the largest and most diverse collections of plants in the world. The gardens are a perfect place to learn about botany and enjoy the beauty of nature. These green spaces are not just beautiful. They also play an important role in the health and well-being of Londoners. They provide a place to relax, exercise, and connect with nature. Chapter 9: The Underground World. London's Transport System. London's transport system is one of the most extensive and efficient in the world. The London Underground, also known as the Tube, is the oldest subway system in the world. It opened in 1863 with just one line, but today it has 11 lines that cover over 250 miles. The Tube is an essential part of life in London, helping millions of people get to work, school, and home every day. In addition to the Underground, London has a comprehensive bus network. The iconic red double-decker buses are a symbol of the city and are used by both locals and tourists to get around. London also has an extensive train network that connects the city to other parts of the UK and Europe. The city's main train stations, such as King's Cross and Paddington, are major transport hubs. In recent years, London has also developed a bike-sharing program called Santander Cycles, which allows people to rent bikes and cycle around the city. This is a great way to see London and stay active at the same time. Chapter 10: London's Art and Music Scene. London has a vibrant art and music scene that attracts artists and performers from around the world. The city is home to some of the world's most famous museums and galleries, such as the British Museum, the National Gallery, and the Tate Modern. These institutions house incredible collections of art, from ancient artifacts to modern masterpieces. London is also a hub for live music. The city has produced many famous bands and musicians, including the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and Adele. There are hundreds of music venues across the city, ranging from small clubs to large arenas. Whether you're into rock, pop, jazz, or classical music, you'll find something to enjoy in London. The West End is another key part of London's cultural scene. It's known for its world-class theatre productions, with shows like Les Miserables and The Phantom of the Opera running for decades. The West End is often compared to New York's Broadway and is a must-visit for theatre lovers. Chapter 11: London's Culinary Diversity. London's food scene is as diverse as its population. The city is a melting pot of flavors, with restaurants serving cuisine from all over the world. In the past, British food didn't have the best reputation, but that has changed in recent years, and London is now known for its incredible food. From Michelin-starred restaurants to street food markets, there's something for every taste and budget. One of the best places to experience London's culinary diversity is Borough Market. It's one of the oldest food markets in London and offers a wide range of fresh produce, meats, cheeses, and street food from around the world. London is also famous for its traditional dishes such as fish and chips, Sunday roast, and afternoon tea. You can find these classics in pubs and restaurants across the city. In addition to its traditional fare, London is home to a thriving vegan and vegetarian food scene. There are many plant-based restaurants and cafes that cater to those looking for healthy and sustainable options. Chapter 12: The Future of London. As we look to the future, London continues to evolve and grow. The city is constantly changing with new buildings, businesses, and cultural events shaping its landscape. One of the biggest challenges facing London is sustainability. As a major global city, London has a responsibility to reduce its carbon footprint and become more environmentally friendly. This includes investing in green energy, improving public transport, and creating more green spaces. London is also embracing technology and innovation. The city is home to a growing tech industry, with many startups and tech companies choosing to base themselves in London. This has led to the development of new industries and jobs, making London a leader in the digital age. As London continues to grow, it's important to preserve its rich history and cultural heritage. The city's historic buildings, museums, and landmarks are a vital part of its identity and must be protected for future generations to enjoy. So London is more than just a city. It's a living, breathing story that continues to unfold. From its rich history and iconic landmarks to its diverse culture and innovative future, London has something for everyone. If you've never been, now is the time to visit. And if you have, there's always something new to discover. What's your favorite thing about London? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating stories about cities around the world.